What's up, Scorpio, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, hit that like button and subscribe if you mess with the vibe and you want more of these videos, but also be sure to turn on that post notification so you're made aware as soon as I upload. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we checked in, so let's see how you guys are doing. Let's see if any of the messages that I have brought forth on this channel have been applied at this point. Okay. From what I can see, seems like it. You guys have the Six of Wands. It's bright too. The Three of Wands. The Fountain card, followed by Judgment. The Fool. And at the bottom of the deck, you have Four of Wands, Three of Cups, Six of Swords, Emperor, Five of Wands, Hierophant. Do I even need to tell you anything? Like, it just seems like you are on the up and up. Wishes are definitely being fulfilled. You are really trying your best to put your best foot forward, you know, and to really to embody and really utilize the power that you guys have within. That's definitely what I'm getting here. Like, trials, tribulations are coming your way. Definitely you still have obstacles, but that's nothing new to you. You guys work best under pressure. That's also what I'm getting. So at this time during this week can have been something that you've already overcome, but it's definitely that sense of you guys working best under pressure here. But at the end of the day, you are being glorified. You are being celebrated. So I'm hearing achievement award. Basically, if you go to any banquets, like sporting related sport, I can't even talk. Oh my Mercury placement is like in shambles right now. But if you are involved in sports, okay, and you have like an annual sports banquet, you're going to be called up numerous times for the different races that you run, or just for MVP, you know, that type of award, getting those types of accolades. You're going to be flaunting pretty soon, if not already. And this has to do with your assets. So if this isn't something that's related to physicality, and I'm only saying that because there is a lot of red in the spread, and red is like fire energy. So you get feeling energetic, you know, you get wanting to be physical, wanting to be active with that energy. Optimism, which is something that's also very bright, or you're just being seen as that, like you're exuding that positive, radiant energy. So you can be coming off as that, as an adjective, a descriptive word when somebody sees you, like, oh my God, you're just so radiant, you're glowing, there's a glow about you. And rightfully so, because there's a lot that just has been working in your favor, but also due to, again, the efforts that you have been exercising in order to attain this thing that you've been striving for. So in terms of glow and body, again, can be feeling very radiant, and or you just wake up wanting to do something exciting, you know, get that adrenaline pumping. So at this time, I feel like it would definitely be helpful if you take runs, if you can, in the morning, but really just before you get your day started, because I feel like for a lot of you, you best decompress stress-wise when you can do some form of an activity. So go running, take your bike out for a bike ride, take your dog for a walk if you have pets, you know, and or do something else that is like active. Like if you have a gym membership and they have a pool there, like go swimming just to, you know, get that blood pumping and get you really prepared for your day. Here, increasing levels of dopamine, the most natural way that you can, right? So that is what's coming through for you guys. But definitely you are emerging as the protagonist of your story. And that theme kind of came up. Whose video was that? I did Aries video, and then I think I did Sagittarius. I believe it came up in the Sagittarius video, but watch both of them just in case. It's in one of them. But the idea of wanting to minimize yourself, dumb yourself down potentially, and or to want to be a pacifier to those around you, wanting to people please potentially, it can have kept you in a space where you weren't able to be your most true authentic self, where you're able to shine, you know, and people can take notice of who you are, and wanting to take interest in the things that you have to say, you know, what your hobbies consist of, wanting to be a part of your life in some way. So you can have definitely been shielding yourself, and or this can have come from parental figures, you know, this can have come from jealous friends and or family members here that have tried to keep you from truly stepping into your power. But I feel like you are starting to realize now that some of the advice that you've been given, it was in poor taste, and you're just going to decide that now is the time for you to, again, evolve and emerge. And if they don't like who you are as you are naturally, then that just means that you've outgrown that space. They have taken you as far as they can on this journey, right? Because you have the Judgment and the Fool card here. And so it's time to, you know, release them. Release in gratitude, though, for all that they were able to show you. The darkest parts of yourself that you too possess, you know, the darkest thoughts and how they can consume you. I don't want to say like the wrong behaviors, but you know how you can have like poor habits, right, that you may have picked up from somebody else just in being around them, you know, that proximity effect. This goes with attraction, but also just with energy. You know, you can absorb energy. You are a water sign, right? And you're still water. So it's like you hold on to it. You can repress it. And so it's figuring out how to purge yourself of that and how to transmute it with this energy here. This is talking about alchemy into something that is positive for you, where you can see like the silver lining when looking at all of the things that you have been put through, things that you ultimately, you know, volunteered and signed yourself up for due to your own curiosity and or just naivety, and or in your wanting to believe that everybody is as good as you are, you know, and wanting to be forgiving and giving the benefit of the doubt, and that leaving you with the short end of the stick, you know, all of these things in ways that you have deprived yourself of your rightful place in this world, and or just for certain opportunities that you didn't take, again, because maybe you just weren't feeling worthy of it, and or somebody else talked you out of that due to them being jealous, that type of thing, right? So it's voluntary and involuntary energy here. But you do have to take accountability for the part that you played in it, right? In order for you to really move on. But at the end of the day, you are all the wiser. And so when you're turning this new chapter, you're not necessarily starting from ground zero. You have this breadth of knowledge that you can now teach to the next person that might be going through something similar, being like, yeah, you know, I recently experienced something like that. How did it turn out for you? And or what are you currently feeling? Maybe I can help you if you're looking for that, or maybe if you just want a listening ear, you know, I'm here for that. But I know all too well what this is, and so I know when to steer clear, you know, knowing as far as boundaries are concerned, when you can empathize with people without doing the work that they ultimately have to do for themselves, you know, and how much you entertain without being taken advantage of. it's not worth it to interfere in somebody else's karma, right? So though you may be feeling bad for some other people that may have to now live through some of that hurt and pain that they've put you through, be it psychologically, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you know, just feeling like you've been haunted in your sleep, you haven't gotten good sleep, or in a workplace environment, people that have just really wanted to try their best to get you kicked out of whatever program you could be currently enrolled in, because with the 6 and the 3, you can't get school, like medical field, and or something with like mass communication. So if you're like a TV reporter, news reporter, that type of thing, and especially if you're a minority that's coming through here, and so you feel like every day you are constantly having to work on the way that not only you physically appear in the workplace, but how you then engage with other people. Because if your tone is too downtrodden and or it's too how do I want to say that? It's too heightened in volume, then you can come off as aggressive and or you can come off as a Debbie Downer. And either way, it's your fault. And so that's another strike against you. And when you already have your color and or your socioeconomic status, that is that, like, I don't want to say barrier between you and that level of success that you see yourself at, and or just the positions and or roles that you want to be able to apply for and interview for and work in, you know? So that's definitely coming through here. That can be that somebody in work is trying to undermine in some way and or turn coworkers against you, and or again just paint you out to be something that totally isn't you. However, I do see that you will become victorious at the end of it. Like, vengeance is not yours to take. Just, you know, just try to still just keep a smile on your face. You know, whatever's asked of you, go ahead and do it. Some of you guys, I know you're tired because you feel like you have to work 3 times harder than the next person that may have different privileges by way of color, by way of relation. You know, nepotism's coming through as a concept that might be happening. But at the end of the day, the fruit that you will reap for how hard you are working is going to be everlasting. You know, you're really setting yourself up for longevity. You are really developing these skill sets that cannot be taken from you. So ultimately, you are putting yourself in a position by all of the things that you're having to acquire and learn and do that may be outside of your current realm of knowledge and or what you may feel to be your capabilities, right? Whatever it is whatever it is that you're having to learn, it's going to make you a powerhouse to where you will ultimately, at the end of the day, be able to set the price. And either those people, you know, the Bible says that God will make your enemies your footstool. You know what I'm saying? The people that bit the hand that fed them, essentially, they always come back. They always come back needing some form of assistance. And it's the way that you react to them when they come back. But ultimately, if this is the case, then you know once you're in that position of power, the price is set. And once it's up, it's stuck, baby. Okay? So that's what I'm getting here. Relationship, proximity effect, touching back on that. Whereas you might be spending a lot of time around this person and you are developing feelings. And for some of you guys, that can be scary. It can make you want to run away. Make you feel like this is too good to be true. Pump the brakes, you know, just take a deep breath. But if this is a different energy than what you're accustomed to, I would go ahead and encourage that you go down the path, because again, you had the 4 of Wands that was at the top of the bottom of the spread. I just kept pulling out of my own curiosity, but you have the 4 of Wands there, which is success. That is, you are as strong as the weakest link, but you have 4 really strong pillars. Like, the input is matching the output there. So there's that mutual respect, that mutual attraction, and it can be physical, but also just that chemical attraction. Like you guys have a natural chemistry. This person makes you feel comfortable when you're in their presence, and or vice versa. Like this is somebody that you can share your secrets with. You know, you can wear your heart out on your sleeve in a sense, you know, definitely with discernment, because again, at this point, if you've gone through certain obstacles before in different relationships, then you know there's a certain pattern, right? There's a certain look that a cheater has, right? I don't want to say like a certain smell, but okay, if everything in the beginning starts out good and then you start to find that they're flipping over their phone and or they're being very evasive or elusive in conversation, and or you learn that their pattern changes, whereas they used to come home right at 5 o'clock. Now they're wanting to come home at 7 o'clock, always blaming it on work that they have to do. They're working overtime. Oh, they have to take these business trips, but that wasn't the normal when you met, and that wasn't something that they briefed you on as far as what to expect as far as their career and where it would take them and what could happen and what that would mean for the relationship. Like none of that came up in the beginning. It's just all of a sudden, you know, okay, this person's probably BS if all they want to do is text all the time and or FaceTime, but never want to actually take me out in public, take me on a date. I've never around their friends. They don't even mention their friends. I'm not a part of their day-to-day life, their routine, you know, serving no real purpose other than to have energy be siphoned from. Then it's like, okay, this is a time waster. So it's like, you know what to look for now. So now that you're privy to the red flags, you can wear your heart out on your sleeve. You know, that is a great strength, to be able to be sympathetic, to be able to be sensitive, to be able to be transparent, right? To have that power that there's nothing that anybody can say that can be used against you to make you feel bad about yourself, because you've lived through it and you've survived and you're all the better for it. So again, it's taking these things and using them to your advantage. So that's why I see love succeeding in this season if you choose to go for it. And it's spring. Everything's fresh. Everything's easy. Now's the best time for lunch dates, brunch dates, you know, meeting up for dinner before the sun sets. But again, making sure you drive separately and you take yourself home until you get to that point that you feel like you want to be intimate with that person, taking it to another level. But why not? Why not have fun? You know, why not develop relationships? And just because it started out with romantic interest doesn't mean that that's what it has to be. Just having that communication along the way, so you're not filling yourself up with doubt and or leading somebody else on, vice versa. This can go in any way, Scorpio. But just being careful with that, just having that communication. Like, hey, at the beginning, I thought I was romantically interested, but it seems like we would be better off as like friends, or I feel like you were brought into my life to help me physically materialize this project that I'm working on creatively, because you seem like a creative person. And so let's shift the energies and see what we can do in this sphere. And if they agree, then great. And if they don't, then great. You can sever ties and walk away knowing that you were being honest. You can sleep better at night because you're, again, leading with authenticity. So that's what I'm seeing, Scorpio. Nothing but good things. You have the Emperor under here, so you are in your bag. Aries season is going to be very pivotal for you. Just watch for all the signs and synchronicities, pay attention to them, and follow the breadcrumbs and see where it leads you. I'm definitely seeing victory, though, for a lot of you Scorpios, okay? But that's, again, dependent on whether or not you've been applying the lessons that have come through in other videos. So that's what I have for you guys. If this reading resonated, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, subscribe again if you haven't, and book with me should you need to. My readings are open right now. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and soul until you see me again. Ciao.